Do you remember the days when journalists would research a story, search for the facts, and give us the facts, either in the newspapers or on the news programmes on television? Well, those days are long gone, because journalists are no longer journalists, they are activists. And if these activists don't like the facts, they will tell us lies. And that is why I do not buy any newspapers anymore, and I don't watch any news programmes anymore either, because each and every one of them have their own agenda. Now, one of these activists is a guy called Adam Boulton, and if you don't know who Adam Boulton is, he is presented to us on the internet as a British journalist and broadcaster who is a regular panellist on Talk TV. He was formerly editor-at-large of Sky News or Sly News, and the presenter of All Out Politics and Week in Review. He is also the former political editor at Sly News. So we still see him about every now and again. And my favourite bit was when he interviewed Alistair Campbell. And he screamed in Alistair Campbell's face because Alistair Campbell wouldn't shut up and let him get a word in. And Alistair Campbell deserves that because he is, along with Tony Blair, a war criminal in my opinion. And so the latest lie given to us as facts by Adam Boulton is this. And he said, I quote, "Nobody in the UK denied Brexit. No major party tried to overturn it. Fake news," end quote. And this was in reply to Talk TV Radio's Juliet Hartley-Brewer. Now, I'm not going to get into the long conversation these two had on X, formerly Twitter, but it's this tweet in particular, or what's it called? Is it an X? I don't know. If it's not Twitter, it's not tweet, is it? Somebody let me know. In fact, no, I don't care. Now, what Adam Boulton wrote here is a complete and utter lie. Now, remember, this guy's a journalist, apparently. And considering he is a political journalist, well, I think if ever proof was needed where this guy is coming from and what he's all about, it's this. Now, even though the country voted for Brexit in 2016, it took years and years for it to be finally implemented. And in my opinion, we still haven't had Brexit. We are still tied in some legal ways to the European Union. Now, when I voted out, I wanted out, and I mean out. I just wanted to trade with them, and that's it. I wanted Britain to have absolutely no part whatsoever in the corrupt bureaucracy that is the European Union. So anyway, you can easily refute what Adam Boulton is saying, and you don't need to be a journalist because Brexit was fought against tooth and nail by the Remoaners, by the EU, and even by our own government. The Tory party themselves voted in a Remoaner in Theresa May. And when she said Brexit means Brexit, she didn't mean it. And she never implemented it. And then we had Boris Johnson. Now, Boris Johnson allegedly had two speeches ready during the Brexit referendum. One for in favour of the EU and one for in favour of leaving. So we didn't really know where he stood. And then they voted in Rishi Sunak, the guy who quite literally handed over Ulster to the European Union lock, stock and barrel. So apart from the treacherous Tories, in the 2019 UK general election, the Liberal Democrats pledged to reverse the Brexit decision. And then you have the Labour Party also sought to halt Brexit by holding a second referendum if they won the election. Now, ironically, Jeremy Corbyn was the leader of Labour at the time. And even though he sold himself as a Remainer to please his Labour Party members and voters, he was actually a Brexiteer, an MP who, through his whole time in Parliament, fought against EU membership, apart from the time he was the Labour leader, go figure. And then, of course, we had the celebrities with their People's Vote when we had the People's Vote in 2016. So you see, Adam Boulton is completely wrong, and he knows he's wrong. He is a liar. Everything and every man and every woman and their dog tried to stop Brexit, and even today they still do. I had some idiot on X telling me that the Brexit vote was only advisory. I mean, my God, years later they're still coming out with this bollocks that it was advisory. I mean, I remember the leaflet that came through my door by pro-EU Prime Minister David Cameron at the time saying the government will implement whatever the country votes for. And in no way, nowhere on that leaflet did it say that it would be advisory. I mean, if it was advisory, I wouldn't have bothered voted. But there we go, Adam Boulton, another activist, left-wing activist, that's the link here. All these lying so-called journalists, they are left-wing. And if you want my advice, don't read the newspapers, don't watch the news programmes. Just do a little research yourselves and you'll come up with the truth far quicker than these idiots ever will. And there we go, that's my video. Hope you like it. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next time, have a great Sunday and Roger Trout.